Okay, well, Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very happy to talk to you, man. We've we've seen you perform here in Colombia so many times that our audience love you guys, and of course the live shows you always put out. They are great.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, well, we love going to Colombia. Like, it's been a little while already, and I hope we come back soon. Like, I really hope everything gets sorted out and we can come back down. But I like personally, like whenever I know we're touring South America, like I know we're going to be in Colombia, and that's the one I always look forward to the most. It just I
That's
don't know. I love it.
well, that's great to know. I know we have little time, so I have to get into the new record, the coming album, the new song, etc., as soon as possible. I
Yeah.
just heard that the title of the record is "Life Is Yours," right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, what can you tell us about it? Because the two tracks we've heard so far from the upcoming record are so different from the previous two albums. Everything Not Safe Will Be Lost. So you can't help but think or maybe make a comparison because, of course, Wake Me Up, it's such an up-tempo song, and 2 a.m. also sounds so different from the whole environmental political issues that lyrically were discussed, sort of say, on the lyrics of the previous album. So what can you tell us on Life Is Yours?
Well, I would say as a whole, it's a certainly more positive sounding record. Of course, it's not like completely positive because that would be a bit repellent. But yeah, I think it's more personal. This record, I think it's more about like Life Is Yours itself. It's like kind of like a self-affirming kind of slogan almost, and it's like believe in yourself a little bit more. And I think it's important, and certainly for us, like we made this music in London in the winter when it was like when coronavirus, when it just seemed really awful, like we were all individually going through kind of our own private hell. And then we just got into this little room every day, and we just the music that I was writing music on the side, so it was Yanis, and all the music that was coming out was pretty positive sounding and quite fun, and like yeah, dancey, and everything that goes with it. So we were like, for the first time in a few years, we were using our own music as therapy almost, so it's like we were just having so much fun writing these songs, and it was the perfect cure to what was going on in the outside world. And then yeah, it seemed like giving it a name like that, like a big self-affirming slogan, makes real sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you stay positive with the whole coronavirus lockdown going on? Because we keep, okay, we are locked down, we're in our homes, but we are constantly bombarded with lots of information, and it's mainly
Yeah.
negative. This thing is
Yeah,
going on
really.
in Italy, this is going on in Argentina or Brazil or whatever. So it's mind blowing sometimes. So how do you guys manage to stay so positive? Because uh, that's something you feel when you listen to Wake Me Up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we probably thought we wouldn't make that kind of music at this time. It was a bit unexpected because, yeah, you're right. It's like the pretty much 90% of the information my brain's receiving at the moment is negative. And it's like I personally feel like like even like death statistics. I'm completely numb to them now, and they don't mean anything anymore. And it's like thousands. I'm just reading on paper every day about thousands of people dying. It's unbelievably bad. I've never experienced anything like it. I don't know. I guess we dealt with it through music. It's like it was a really nice way for a band that's been, you know, touring and doing this for a long time now to get back in touch with like why we really really love making music between us, not even really to be released, or that comes afterwards. It's like just the pure excitement and enjoyment of making music, and it was really just, yeah, pure escapism. And I
Um,
think you can tell actually when you hear the final record in its entirety, like I think you can tell that.
I love how unexpected both songs sound. Uh, Probably you guys know that Holy Fire was a huge record here in Colombia. It was like the first Foals record that really hit our market.
Yeah.
But going through all of the albums you've published so far and getting into this upcoming record, when I first listened to Wake Me Up, I gotta say it was unexpected. So are Wake Me Up and 2 a.m. sort of a way of you guys showing us how it's going to be the rest of the record? I mean, are we going to have lots of these funk, disco vibe, a little dancey?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's not all like that. I mean, but it's certainly not heavy. It doesn't get, when it gets heavy, but not with like distorted guitars. You know, we've done it differently this time. It's like when it does get heavy, it's kind of emotionally heavy, and it's done just through the writing and not through effects, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. The whole album doesn't sound like those two songs. Definitely, it's varied, but it's in that ballpark. It's like it's all pretty upbeat. I don't really like the Turk disco. It makes me feel embarrassed. It makes me think of the Bee Gees. I don't know why.
Okay.
And I'm scared of the Bee Gees. I don't know why. I think it was like the medallions and the high voices when I was younger scared me. So I don't know. I wouldn't describe it as disco at all. But it's definitely upbeat, yeah, and it's positive. It's a fun record. It's a fun record.
Okay, no, I get it. What I meant by disco is like Wake Me Up is a song that can sound in a club, in a discotheque.
Yeah. No.
And I would dance to it.
Yeah. I know. It's just like it's that term disco always gets used. It's not you. It's like everybody does it. I do it as well, and I'm just like, oh man, it's not actual disco. Anyway, but yeah, man, yeah.
Is the Wake Me Up video? Was the Wake Me Up video done in one shot?
Well, I don't want to betray the director, so I'll just say yes.
Okay, we'll just let that go. And about 2 a.m., what can you tell us about that song?
Well, that I will say that's largely Yanis's song. I guest appeared on it on keyboards, but I think it's a moment of reflection for Yanis. I think when as the song says, it's 2 a.m. And he's on his own. He's probably drunk. It's late night. It's that period of late night reflection you get on your own. You might be, I don't know, having a cigarette outside or whatever it is, and it's kind of that. And he's coming to terms. He's kind of reckoning with himself a little bit. I'm still digging into the lyrics, to be honest. I need to get the printed out lyric sheet.
No, me too. I mean, English is not my native tongue, so sometimes I just have to go through the song several times to understand what they're all about. Tell me about your. Excuse me, please continue.
Well, I will say it's like I like this one because it's Yanis at like his most literal in a way. It's quite direct, and he's being pretty straight with himself. And I personally find that like quite an exciting way his writing's going. I really like that. I love like direct lyrics.
Tell me about your approach from the guitar point of view, because of course the sounds of the songs are different. It's still Foals, of course, but in songs like 2 a.m., you hear the guitar doing something different that I've sort of never really heard on Foals. So I really liked it, but it has to be something different from the perspective of the guitar player.
Yeah, well, that's actually Yanis playing guitar on 2 a.m. I just do keyboards on that. Like I had a weird experience because normally I'm mostly guitar. It's usually two guitars going all the time. And sometimes I say on like 2 a.m. I haven't played guitar, so that's Yanis doing that.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know, like he's amazing. I still think he's the best guitar player I've ever seen. No one seems to really know it because he's the singer. Obviously, they don't pay much attention to his guitar playing. But I mean, he comes out with stuff like that doesn't sound anything like we've done before, and it inspires me as a guitar player. I probably tried to repeat the trick somewhere else on the album, and I think I don't know. I try not to sound too cheesy. It's really hard to like because I'm quite cynical as a person, and it's like to describe an album as positive and fun, it's sort of like it's the quickest way to put me off a record, I think. But it's just that I think we're just having fun playing our guitars. Like I said, like earlier, you know, it was therapy, and it's like really, really, really enjoying the sort of 5 hours a day, getting to play a guitar loud in a room, you know, and experiment with it. And we had no pressure as well. That was another thing. We weren't supposed to be making a record. We were supposed to be on the road. We were supposed to be probably in Colombia, you know, so it's like, there was no pressure. So we actually got to just enjoy it. And I think, yeah, it comes out with guitar lines like that, you know.
Are these songs all and how long have you guys been working on these songs? I mean, are some of them maybe from a few years back?
Yeah, like bits of, so say like the opening riff of Wake Me Up, that's a few years old. I think that was around, there's a couple of riffs that were for the last two albums that were very close contenders, but they never really got developed. And you know, we usually try and start fresh every time we write an album, and we did basically do that this time. You know, like I all the stuff I wrote for the record was written, you know, within the last year, 2 years. But we've got a little suitcase of good guitar riffs and things we don't want to get rid of, you know, that didn't work the last time. So, you know, and Yannis will open it up and he's like, "Oh look, remember this one?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And it's just, if you play it, you know, you could have spent 6 months working on that and got nowhere, and then you just open it up somewhere else, and it just came to life almost immediately. And we're like, oh wow, look, there's the song we've been looking for, you know, 3-4 years. So yeah.
You guys are now like officially a trio. Is that going to change a lot, the whole thing, when it comes to seeing you perform live this new record?
Well, I can't answer that yet because we haven't done a rehearsal without Edwin. We've literally never played. I mean, like in the room, yeah, but it's in the room. It's been fine, but that's different. That's not like a live performance. So yeah, we've got a guy on keys who's coming in to help us. He's very, very good. So I think we're going to sound a little bit different. Obviously, we can't replace Edwin and what he did, because he played keyboards in a very unique way, like we all do. You know, we all taught ourselves how to play, and sort of taught ourselves on the job whilst touring. You know, they were like, "Oh, he was like, how do I be a keyboard player in a rock band?" He's like, I better figure it out whilst being a keyboard player in a rock band. So it's going to sound different. I think it's going to sound really, really good. We feel really strong as a band at the moment. I don't know whether it's just the 3-piece triangle effect. I don't know, but it's like it feels like a new band almost, you know, in a good way.
Well, I've always liked that. I've always admired how Foals sounds so original, and still with those 2 new tracks, I think they still sound like Foals, but sound great. But they also offer something different for everyone who has been sort of listening to you guys for a few years already. So it's great. Is there any particular thing you guys were listening to when it comes to creating these new tracks and these new albums?
Uh-oh. He's frozen. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. It must have been a pigeon on the phone line.
Yeah.
Well, satellite. Maybe the satellite crashed, doesn't it? What was I listening to? Well, you see, now I can't remember any of it. I will say, oh God, I listened to a bit of like reggae, like old school, like roots reggae, like cool. A lot of Lee Scratch Perry, and it was quite funny actually. I really got into him just before he died. I had no idea he was about to die. Obviously, no, I'm sure he didn't either. But yeah, that was. And there's a particular YouTube video. I can't remember. It's not the Upsetters. He's in his studio, Black Ark Studio in Jamaica, and he's recording a band. And it's like a short YouTube clip. If you just YouTube Lee Scratch Perry, it'll be probably the #1 thing on there. And it's so inspiring and so cool. And the band are just like vibing and just positive. And it's just like the love of music, the pure love of music and creating a new sound. And I will say, like, actually that was the most inspirational thing that inspired, for me, everything on this record. But yeah, having fun with music, you know, that's kind of, it's nice to do it.
Well, you kind of sense it when you listen to the new Foals music. So it's great. I will probably say record eventually once I get the chance to listen to the whole
Oh
album.
yeah, yeah, I know. But it's finished. It's finally
Yeah.
finished.
We're really excited. And how do you feel about it? A new record coming out with musically different from the previous albums.
I feel, and I don't usually say this at this point, I'm really excited. I think maybe because we haven't done anything for 2 years, or just like, I don't know, but it's like we know that the songs are really like easy and effective to play live. And it's just, I don't know, I just can't wait to get these. I can't wait for like the album to be out for a year or 6 months and everyone be familiar with it. And then playing shows where people are singing along to these new tunes and dancing. And it's going to be great, man. I've got a really good feeling about it. I'm probably going to eat humble pie and like everyone will hate it. But I've just got a really good feeling about it, man.
Perfect, man. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day. And of course, here in Colombia, we always look forward to have you guys coming on and play it live.
Thanks, man. I can't wait to come back.
No, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day.
All right, man.